like a fade. Praying they don't lock us up in the cage from chopping the white on the plate with the blade. Used to be
This is an episode of Strong United Voices. It's your boy D.
It's your Lady Black.
And Miss Lovely. Okay, I want to give a shout out to my parents, my mom and my dad, and a shout out to my engineer, Jayla and Michaela. And we got a special guest on here today, guys, Marnetta. All right. So we're going to be speaking to her about. She has some things she want to talk about as far as the Funk Fest, how the Funk Fest gonna happen, and other things that she want to bring out around about the community, okay? And we're going to let you take it from there.
Okay. So I think that you called me about a month or so ago.
Yes. Yeah.
And so shout out to you for taking your passion and turning it into something that's positive and good for Buffalo, good for black folks, white folks, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, that resulted in us wanting to do something different and not being able to do anything different because of the current situation with this pandemic and the social distancing and, you know, the guidelines. And so usually I give a Funk Fest, and it's usually at the park, at the South Park. Well, they
you can bring that mic into you, Auntie. You don't gotta, you can pull that up.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Bring it. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so they're renovating the park. So at first I thought about not giving it because I'm like, you know, everybody was canceling events all over the country, actually.
Right.
And then people started protesting.
Right.
After George Floyd. So after people started protesting, we were monitoring what was happening to those people after those protests, and we found out that not a whole lot was happening, only because it was out in the open, and a lot of them were wearing masks.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to all the people that went out there and protested and you know, still are protesting.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to that. But then a real shout out to people that, in addition to protesting, want to take it a step further and talk about solutions.
Okay.
Because that's where I am now, and that's what this Funk Fest is going to be about. So I'm just going to pull back a little bit, if I may.
Okay.
As long as I can remember being in Buffalo, in my neighborhood, which is Cold Spring, and I grew up on Raleigh Street. I grew up around black businesses. My father owned a laundromat and worked at Bethlehem Steel. Anything I wanted, I could get in 5 minutes on Jefferson Avenue. I went to.
Oh, that's what Cold Spring means? Jefferson?
That's down
No,
that
down
area.
That's
that area.
That area is Cold Spring. I
Yeah.
think it's from Jefferson and I want to say Jefferson and Maine, probably all the way up to High Street.
Oh, that's so that would be considered Cold Spring.
Yeah, Cold Spring.
Okay, I didn't know, never know. You know, Kenny always.
Fillmore, up to Fillmore, I believe.
Okay.
And on Main Street would be the border.
Okay.
All the way up to the fruit belt.
To the fruit belt. Okay.
Which would be best.
Gotcha.
So for as long as I can remember, I grew up in a Buffalo where a lot of black businesses were in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Home ownership was important. Families were really, really important. And when I knew my friend, I just didn't know my friend. I knew my friends' cousins.
Right.
I knew their grandmother.
Whole
I knew
family.
their aunts.
Yes.
I knew all of that.
Yes.
You know, and then when I went to school, I went to school with friends that I've known most of my life. We walked hand in hand most of our lives, so our kids knew each other, you know. Then when I went to Woodlawn Junior High School, I went to the 7 houses of Woodlawn Junior High School, where there was a Gwendolyn Brooks house, a Thurgood Marshall house, a Shirley Chisholm house, and we listened to the Star Spangled Banner and the Black National Anthem every single morning.
Okay.
We had a black principal. We were all about black nationalism. There was a lot happening in Buffalo. First, the protests. I think I was protesting in my heart because I remember having a gun at my head. I think I was 7 or 8 years old at the first riot on the corner of Riley and Masson. A guy pulled out the gun on us.
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. But, you know, he almost lost his life trying to make it down Raleigh to Jefferson.
Right,
Sure. You know, we got to screaming, and by the time, you know, he had to, he almost
Make
hit
a move.
someone
Here
trying
come
to,
the family.
you know,
Right,
so,
right.
and so I came up around a lot of black a lot of black nationalism, I guess is my point.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw black leadership emerge
Okay.
with Bill Gator, Arthur O.E.
Right.
I was from that era.
Right.
I was a young child. I saw that Juneteenth resulted from a black nationalist movement.
Right.
And not, people kind of didn't even know why. So when they found out, we learned about that early on. I was a teenager.
Right.
Right? So then what happens between when you become an adult to when you go through decades of seeing a decline in the city that you love so much? For me, my activism turned into a little bit of entertainment to
Okay.
remind people to have a good time and
Right.
remember how great Buffalo was.
Right.
Well, we're at a different time now. I did the entertainment thing. I've honored people. I've seen Buffalo. I travel a lot too.
Right.
So when I say I travel a lot, I travel because I need to go in here and see and engage.
Right.
Believe me, we have it bad, but we don't have it as bad as the people in Miami have it
Right.
that are afraid to vote because their parent is an immigrant, and if they vote, then somebody's gonna come in here, ICE gonna come kick in and take your money
Right.
back and ship her back to wherever.
Right.
We don't have it that bad, but we come mighty lazy, I guess is the best word. We're so used to having things and so used to not settling for things. And that's just
Comfortable.
not
Yeah.
acceptable now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that not that George Floyd's death shouldn't have happened, but someone has to do something to wake everybody up.
Right.
So ultimately that happening just shook the world literally.
Yes, it
Yeah,
did.
that was
Yes.
the last straw. I believe.
Yeah.
That was just it. Once that happened, and for everybody to see that and knowing that man
The
was
world
just the
seen it.
way it all happened too. Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I can't.
It's
Wow.
I can't watch that
it's different.
because I've been hearing. Because I've seen in my life in the
Right.
South, I've seen.
Right.
So I can't watch that.
Yeah.
So,
it's different.
I see what happened,
Right.
but I can't hear. I heard how it went
right.
down.
Right. But
But I
no,
can't. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
watch that.
disturbing. It's definitely
Yeah.
disturbing.
you can't unsee it.
Right.
You can't
But
unsee it.
so I don't know how I would feel about what I would do if I saw it because I'm so
Oh, it's gonna
passionate.
change
you.
your whole
Right.
different
Yeah,
zone.
Yeah.
triggers for you.
It
What you
triggers
can
something
see.
off on the
Yeah.
inside.
You
I
know
promise
what?
you.
And today, for some, I don't know how I got it, where it came from, but I had seen the ending parts of it when he had already passed.
Yeah.
And he was still on his neck. The ambulance came.
Yeah, and you see how they
And he
picked them
still
up?
was on his neck.
Yeah.
He still did not move until the EMT guy, kind of
And
asked him to
Get out the
off
way.
him. Yeah.
But
Didn't check his pulse, anything.
Those
It
was cops, though.
They were. It was the EMT.
No, those was cops.
Those were the police.
Yes, it was. And if you see how
No,
they
when
picked, that's
they
why
had-
they didn't do no resuscitation or anything for him. They picked him up, grabbed his head, and put him on the stretcher.
They did it because his head
Okay.
kept.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
It's
that's-
deep. It's deep.
When I seen that, I was just like, wow.
Mhm.
And I just seen that portion of it today, and it was very, very disheartening.
So, for me, I have a different perspective of cops because of the life that I live.
Right.
With me,
Right. Right.
So, can I say they're all bad?
No.
No, I can't say
No.
that.
Right.
Can I say that I, personally experienced, based on what I've experienced, that it's not all good with the people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can say that too, right? But I'm gonna tell you, one bad cop made it bad for a whole
Everybody.
Right.
bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
And that those are facts.
Mhm.
Me, I just said what was factual, So what it motivated me to do in Buffalo, because I've seen all the protesting, everybody protesting, right?
Mhm.
Me and that guy got into it in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring that up. Kenny came and talked about that too, But he don't know no better. That's all I can
Well,
say.
that's okay
Yeah.
because what happens is we fail if somebody don't know no better.
Mhm.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like we fail. Like our generation have failed if you don't know no better.
Right.
If you don't know that there's a black newspaper, you don't know about the Challenger.
And that's sad. That's sad. Everybody know about the Challenger
Now, if
on
you
Jefferson.
Right, but if you don't, and you don't know that there's a black-owned radio station,
Yeah, Sheila Brown.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know that there's a urban chamber of commerce
Mm-hmm.
that can assist you, and if you don't know your power, then you don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now, whose job is it to is it his job? Maybe. But now if you're a person that doesn't that's not your interest,
Right.
you're never gonna look for anything like that. You know, your region probably just your block,
Right.
which happens
A lot.
a lot. So we become these tribes, not just Buffalo. There's tribalism all over this country with black folks. So instead of us being a village like we used to be,
Because you remember you get down the street.
Oh, you
Well, I heard the
Yes.
stories that you cuss somebody with your
you
behind.
getting slapped. You
Yeah.
getting slapped
Take it
straight
to your
to your
parents.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they don't, you got slapped
Yes.
by the person that heard you curse
Yes.
first.
Right.
Yeah.
Then when your mama get to you, your daddy.
Right.
In my case, my mother, because my father never touched us. My mother would slap us into this.
Oh, my mother was the terrorizer.
Yeah.
Period. No, the Terminator. Excuse me.
Terminator.
My mom, we call her the original Madea.
Yeah.
She was gonna cut you.
Yeah.
No, mine ain't play. She still don't play.
Yeah.
So all that to say, me being someone that's about to approach my 6 years here.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I see it all the time.
It's so good. Ain't nothing like a drink of water.
Can't tell at all.
Right.
It's God's grace, you know. 'cause
Yes.
My key is that you have to. The thoughts that you have in your mind become your life.
Right.
Yes.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you can think it,
Yeah.
and pray for it, and see it, the abundance is everywhere. It's up to you to get yourself on that frequency.
Right.
Right.
It's there.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
So for me, for Buffalo, because I love it so much,
Right.
I want to do something different for Funk Fest. We're
Okay.
doing in conjunction with Kenny.
Okay.
We've done something from that day
Okay.
called Organized Buffalo. Our goal is to, we got 3 things that we really should, actually 4, but 3 main things: accountability, education, and economics. And then coin that with public relations, making sure the message get out. Good messaging too, right? It's an inconvenient truth that we need to talk about for us.
Right.
We're responsible for ourselves. We're responsible for our homes. We're responsible for our block. We're responsible for our neighborhood. We're responsible for our community. Right? But you guys, I broke it down right. We are responsible for ourselves first.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then, yes.
So
Yes.
if you're going to call up a mayor or a block club leader or a friend, and you haven't done your part, hang up the phone and get off Facebook.
Right.
Because some of us really have to look at ourselves and say, what have I done? And it's an inconvenient truth that you haven't done anything.
Right.
But you got the audacity to complain about everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you know some things are going wrong, it's okay with you to let it go wrong because you're benefiting from it. But that you're benefiting from it is hurting the whole group.
Right.
You know, and you're only mad until something happens to you personally.
Right.
When actually, everything that happens to any of us, we're all connected.
Right.
Right. How can a murder in Minneapolis affect the entire world? There you go. We're all connected. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a walk. Because the protesting, okay, but I'm all about solutions.
Right.
So we're gonna meet at the corner of Ferry and Fillmore, walk for solutions. Walk, and I say no peace, KNOW, and no justice, KNOW. Know what those things mean. And then when you know what those things mean, then absolutely, you won't have any peace or any justice until you know.
Right.
So y'all gonna walk
Yeah, we're gonna
from
walk
Ferry to Fillmore.
into the park.
Okay.
And then when we get into the park, we're gonna break off into some forums.
Oh, okay.
And we want to do a youth forum. We want to do something about accountability. And accountability, it means a lot. I mean, guns, you name it.
The youth form's going to be the education you were talking about?
Yeah, education. All of them gonna have an education piece because they all
Okay.
should.
Okay.
You know.
And is this just for the youth, or are you saying?
It's gonna be a
everybody.
youth forum.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have a jealousy one for accountability. And we want to talk about economics.
Okay.
And in between that, we'll talk about, we'll do some COVID testing.
Okay.
We'll talk about contact tracing because that's important.
Right.
We need to get the misinformation about this disease out there. It's affecting and ravaging our community.
Okay.
So the more we know, the more educated we'll become, and we can go from there.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll do some music and party like we do.
Now, so all this is
All
going to
is
go
at
pretty.
MAK Park.
Oh, so okay, so you're not going to the waterfront.
The
this year.
waterfront is closed.
Gotcha.
They're
Renovating.
Cleaning it up or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're renovating part of it. It's gonna be a couple of years before we probably get back. But
And I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
ask you too, what was gonna go on with the Funk Fest too this year?
it's gonna be a repurposed Funk Fest, something to unify everybody, because I understand the protest, I understand the anger, I understand all that, but we have to start with ourselves.
Well, let me ask you a question. When you're saying solutions, so when you're doing this walk, what solutions are y'all looking to?
So we're trying to unify all of the groups.
Okay.
Right? Unify. So I'm reaching out to Snub,
Okay.
fathers, all of them.
Right.
We want a unifying walk.
Oh, okay,
Whoever is
bring
willing
all- okay.
to walk with us. Everybody's talking, but let's just walk together.
Right.
All the organizations
So,
here in the
so would you
city.
consider them the coalitions?
No, it's not. Whoever has a coalition.
Oh, okay. So
Anyone can walk.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm hoping everyone come and walk.
Okay.
It's
Right.
a unity walk. We're not ostracizing and say, "Oh,
Just
you're not a
such
part
and
of a
such.
group."
Right.
No, we want
Everybody.
to come out and walk.
You want to bring it like a Juneteenth coming
Well,
down?
whatever it is, whatever it is.
Right.
We're
That's
for
possible. Make it happen.
Right, we're for Buffalo, so whatever it is, I mean, it's great if we have groups, but I mean, I'm not a group,
Right.
Right.
right?
Right.
And I'm walking.
Right.
My girlfriend's gonna come up, but she's not a group.
Right.
Right.
So we're
Walking.
walking.
And what time to start?
It's gonna be 2:00.
2 p.m.
And we'll have everybody meet there, and we'll just walk.
Ferry and Fillmore.
We'll
Ferry
walk
and
down-
Fillmore, y'all. The walk starts.
Yeah, we're gonna just walk, and I mean, there have been a lot of protesting.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people are angry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn that anger into a sit down. Let's get some stuff hashed out and see where we are.
Right.
We've got resources here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for a job, we've got the Northland Workforce Training Center on Northland.
Yes.
We've got the BETC.
Yeah.
Right.
Talk
Right.
about that too.
I mean, we've got resources in this community. If you want to start a business, we've got Casney and Janique Curry that'll walk you through. If you're a minority or women-owned business, we have those resources. You don't know about that.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't.
Right.
Just
They
don't
don't.
know.
You don't.
Now, we have resources if you own businesses where you can get grants, but you don't know about that.
Right.
Okay?
Need to know about
So,
it.
Yeah.
so you're angry about things because maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
Now, if you knew, maybe you wouldn't be so angry and wouldn't
Right.
have so much
Right.
time
Right.
to type and
Right.
talk
Right.
and, if you knew more. And I'm saying for me, you cannot blame this mayor for everything. You cannot
You
blame.
can't. You can't. You can't.
I'm sorry. You cannot blame this mayor for potholes. That's a state issue.
Right, right. Well, I did bring that up, but I had learned that, and that's what I'm saying. Like
You're,
things,
that's
you don't
the
know.
point,
Right.
If you don't know.
Right.
He's just the biggest, shiniest object that you know.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
if you nobody's protesting in any of these state representative
Right.
houses or county
And that's
executive
what I heard.
homes
Yeah.
because they only know Byron Brown.
Right.
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 Is it fair to him?
No. The Mark House.
It's not, but I'm gonna tell you,
But
cause
not even go to my house. Start at your own house.
No,
clean the
but no.
potholes?
But I'm saying if you wanna,
If you're gonna start at your own house, look in your own
backyard, right? Clean
phone,
it, sweep it.
Google who takes care of potholes
right. And you're part of the town.
in your part of the
Right.
town.
So that would be your councilman, correct?
Whoever,
Oh, okay.
find out. I
Okay.
say it's a state issue, so
State.
that'd be your state representative.
Okay, so your
Which is
state
usually
representative,
Tim.
y'all, for your potholes.
For your, yeah.
Okay.
And the county is another thing. And the county, each branch up, and let me help everybody.
Yes.
We're the government. We are.
Mm-hmm.
We elect them.
Mhm.
We pay their salaries. We pay for the police. If we didn't pay taxes, you couldn't even exist. You think you own your home? Pay your mortgage off and don't pay your taxes. And
See
guess
what
what's coming
happens.
for you?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
true.
that is socialism.
Right.
That is the definition of it. We do stuff collectively. We branch it off, but collectively we do stuff. We elect this government, and then we get mad when it doesn't work for us personally. When it needs to be something collectively happening.
Right.
So maybe you should start your block club. We need to have Myra Moses Robinson up there because she's an excellent person to help me with that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have all of that
And get
throughout
that
the-
information.
She's a dope individual. Shout out to her.
Right, shout out to Myra, who's my sister, and I love her. You know, but I'm saying there are people that's been in this community, that's been doing things for so many years that you don't know it. So now you get all this, I don't know what you want to call it, confusion, whatever. And here we are with different entities,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's okay. But I'm saying for me, that's not how I operate.
Yeah.
And I operate, and I have a good name because I let
Yes,
my
you do.
work speak for itself.
Yes, you do.
Period.
Yes, you do.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that this is a perfect solution. I'm saying that if you want to still protest, fine. Go right ahead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But come get these resources.
But find out the order of things. And maybe
Right.
you may not like it. I swear I call it an inconvenient truth. But it's the truth nonetheless.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. And that Friday before this event, we will be at Arthur's Pub because we can't have the Jefferson Avenue.
Oh, that's this Thursday. Oh, wait a minute. Is that your thing?
No.
That's
That's
no,
what-
that's the
Wait.
MVPs. Cause
MVPs is tomorrow.
Right. They're doing
Thursday,
something
right?
out
Tomorrow.
at
right.
but I'm that block club party that we usually have.
Yeah,
at
that you know
Jefferson.
have a Jefferson.
I'm having it at Arthur's Pub outside.
Okay, and that's gonna be Friday.
Yes.
This Friday.
No, the 21st. of
21st.
August.
Okay.
All this will be online, and all this
Okay.
will be a flyer.
Well, you know, my mom and I
Yeah,
want to
just for the
know.
viewers and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
we
Yeah.
just
Well,
want to
what I want to
Yeah.
say about this is everything is very, very late because I have
Yeah.
to go through the proper
Right.
guidance.
Right.
Right.
So I can't say, hey, we're having
Right.
Yeah.
whatever, and we
Right.
can't have it.
Right.
And it needs to be safe,
Right.
and it
Right.
needs to be guidance that I have
Right.
to follow. Because once you do something well, then it'll make it easier for everybody else.
Right.
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 You know.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
we don't want any problems. We want everybody to be safe,
Right.
calm, have a good time, and then we're gonna do it also after the event because we have to be out of that park by 6:30 that Saturday.
Oh, so
Oh,
it's 2
okay.
to 6:30.
Okay, 6:30
Yeah,
p.m.
6:30,
Okay.
and then we'll go right back out to Arthur's.
Oh,
Okay.
then you go on the Arthur Park.
Because you've been doing this for years, and it's always been safe. It's always been comfortable,
Yes.
Yes.
peaceful.
Yes.
Everybody enjoy themselves up on their
Always.
feet the whole time. So you know, you definitely doing the right thing, following them guidelines to make sure everybody else safety is good.
And I think of, you know what? I think of when I was younger, how people treated me. So I think of you. You know what I'm saying?
And we
I think
thank
of,
you.
Yeah, I think of
Yes.
you, and I think of you know, I need to make sure that I do it well. So when it's time, you'll learn. You've got somebody that did it well, so you'll
Right.
have someone to say, okay, she did it like this, and this is how it should be done.
A
I try not to
blueprint.
cut any corners because
Yeah.
really, it's almost time for me to
Settle down.
sit down and enjoy life. So
Yeah.
you know, it's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to be on top of people about it because I don't want people cutting corners.
Right.
You can't cut a corner because
It's not gonna turn out
it's
right.
Right.
not going to be the same, and they're waiting for you to cut a corner, so you
Yeah.
cannot have it. Right?
It's a fact.
And you guys are family, and all.
Yeah.
Nothing but love. Here.
Okay. Now, what I want to say, Auntie, okay, with this Mayor Brown, because me and Kenny probably sitting there looking laughing, but I don't dislike that man. Okay, I want everybody to understand this because I had some emails come in from our last episode on Monday when we had Neil, and it wasn't about Neil, it was Kenny. But I don't dislike him. My concern with him was, and I'm going to say it 1,000 times, nobody's going to change my mind, nobody's going to change my opinion. With the shootings that was happening, you wasn't saying nothing. Who are you supposed to look to when you got people getting shot? And at this time, I'm counting them. Every time I'm coming on, I was live. You know, it's 35 shootings. We don't know where the mayor is at. He not saying nothing. So to me, as a mayor of the city, I don't care about with the control with the police. Kenny broke that down to me. Okay, I understand that. I'm not a politic person. My thing is this: that if you being the mayor of the city, how come you just come on and say, "Listen, we got to stop this violence. We got to." He wasn't saying anything. That's what made me angry. Like, where are you? Why you ain't came out saying that? Now we up to 68 shootings, and you coming out talking about some. Yeah, we got to stop this violence, and the police is doing a good job. He said, the police is doing a good job answering these calls. I'm quoting what you said verbatim. So that's why I'm upset with the mayor. I want to clear that I don't know this man personally. I have never had an issue with Mayor Brown. But that right there, that's what bothered me, and nobody can explain to me why this man have not came out on the 10th, 15th, 20 shootings. Mm-hmm. We saw almost 65 shootings, and you come out and say, we gotta stop the violence.
Okay, so here I'm gonna address that.
Thank you.
Period. I don't need a mayor to tell me anything about the shootings.
No,
what I need the community to do, and the people that are losing their family members, to really show me that the lives matter.
Right.
Because they absolutely do.
That's true.
And whether somebody's got to stand up in the community, usually it's women, because it's our children.
Right.
You know, I would respect a united front of women that stood up and said, I am tired of losing my children to this violence versus a mayor.
Right.
Speak what she say, y'all.
You hear me?
See?
I don't need
Thank
a mayor.
you. I can get an answer.
Yeah.
I can respect
I
this
don't need
feedback.
I'm telling you, I don't need a mayor for that.
Okay.
I don't need anybody for that. I need for this community to stand up and say, we love our kids and we can stop it.
Come on now.
Because we need to show these people, all this thing is lack of love. Listen, if I started this conversation and I told you that I didn't just know you, I knew your grandmother, I knew your great-grandmother, and for you, I knew your great-great-grandmother. You understand me? So it is harder for me to hurt you if I know you. We broke up in these tribes. So if I know you, and if my child know you, because we traveled together, it wasn't no, okay, downtown didn't go with
Come on now.
Park
Yeah.
didn't go from, no.
Yeah.
We partied from downtown
Central Park
to Fruit Belt to Cold Spring to Central Park. We partied together. And you know what else? Our kids knew each other. That's why you could have a Randy Smith League and everybody played together. Because they played together in high school. The kids knew each other. Okay? Because we knew each other.
That makes sense too.
Right? We were having problems then. Guess who stamped it out then? We did.
Because everybody knew each other.
Because everybody knew each other.
Let me call your mother.
Let me call your mother.
Yeah.
I'm going to call your mother. And I bet you this going to get worked out.
Yeah, and it gets worked out.
And it got worked out.
quickly.
Quick.
A lot of them times,
Yes.
all that problems.
Yeah.
I got you.
And things going ahead.
You
to head.
understand?
Yeah.
It got handled within us.
Yeah. A lot of them
Well, we
times
lost
you
that.
can squash. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We lost touch for
that.
sure.
These kids, I mean, the parents scared of the kids. Especially
I
if you're
wonder why.
reckless like that.
Right, you know what I'm saying? If
Did you
you
see
see
my face?
But I'm saying when you see your child changing, that's when you need to holler for help.
Right.
As soon as you see your young man, 12 or 13-year-old changing, because mine tried it, and I swear, he tried it. And I had to try him back.
Right.
I come from the same street you trying to get to.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So who gonna win?
Right.
Then I had to go to the person and say, hey, you got to keep your hands off mine, because this is the one person I'm willing to die over. So you get your hands off mine, and it's all good, right? We good? We good. Everybody good? Everybody good.
Right.
And that's how you handle it within the family.
So that's where we have to start it back again
Oh,
with the
absolutely.
community. But that was my issue with him, looking to him for a mayor. And the reason why I say that, because you stepped up when, the looting and everything
But
was
you
going
look
on.
at
That's
yourself.
all.
Look what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You understand? What you're doing right now is that type of activism, is that mothering, is that naturing and nurturing that we need in this community. You should be commended for that, my love.
Okay.
Right.
You understand?
And also, when you're speaking out, on that behalf, you're speaking for a lot of people. A lot of people speak about the potholes. A lot of people speaking about this and the third. But I feel like Mayor Brown is getting a lot of slack because of his skin color, far as from our community.
Right,
if he
right,
was
right.
a different color, I don't think we'd be going this
Right.
hard on him.
Right.
About
But
potholes,
saying,
that's just my opinion.
I'm
but-
saying that.
And maybe we looking for him because he is the color of our skin to do something
But what
more
are we
than what he
looking for
doing.
ourselves, though?
It's everybody's opinion. Everybody got their own opinion of how they feel personally, and that's just my view on it. And we learn a lot from this podcast, from doing it. So if you're listening and paying attention, And go rewatch it. Don't just watch it. Sometimes you got to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah,
and
you
understand
do.
it.
Rewind, right?
You feel me? Rewind is more than fine. Trust me. So, you know, they definitely educate us. The guests is coming on there.
And that's why I'm bringing.
Yeah. And
I'm targeting for these people so I can
put
get
us down.
teaching.
Right. Y'all teaching us and the viewers.
Yeah.
Come on. And this one right here will tell me in a minute. That ain't right.
That's not
right. You said it wrong. You did this kind of been my mentor
You need that.
when she took on the him would be great.
Okay.
And so when I'm going through something, I can pick that phone up. And she'll
Sure
tell
can.
me you're wrong. I don't give a shit. It's just point blank. It ain't no. I'm not sugarcoating her. Ain't no baby this. You're grown. I'm giving it to you raw. And that's what I look for in a person. You know what I mean? And always have been. And she just really been like a mentor for me.
Well,
so
I'm very proud
absolutely.
of what you've brought forth in your seed.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you being a self-starter. I've always been very proud of you.
Thank you.
So sometimes that love has to be harsh love. It is always love.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Because that's how I got it.
Yep.
You know, I had to start to get the beat down too, right?
I'm looking like that's the way she is.
Yeah, I had to tell you, but I mean, it's all from a good place.
Yes, it is.
And look what happened. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you have to keep seeing, keep seeing, keep seeing. Look,
Right.
I mean, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what that is. That's the next generation.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do without that?
Right.
Exactly.
Behind the camera that's putting in work.
Yeah,
And she's
that's our engineer,
Yeah.
baby.
How old is she?
dedicated.
16.
How
She's
do you have a
dedicated.
16-year-old engineer?
Yeah.
Because you got some good, strong foundation
do.
behind you, baby. That's
Once
how
you
you
pass
got
it,
it.
her, we gonna
And
that's
bring
good,
it out.
too.
She
And
And she's
definitely
good.
great.
Really
I remember when she was a little,
Yeah.
pretty one.
You say always smiling.
Always.
Rosy cheeks.
And very proud of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, again, you guys are the village.
Love it.
I'm telling you to take that energy that you got and keep doing this right here. Keep bringing the right people in right here.
Right.
You understand?
Yep.
It starts small, but guess what? This thing could just blow up and be what it is.
Right.
And it shall.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It shall. Because
Right.
it's needed.
Yeah.
Who's doing this?
Right.
This way.
Right.
Who thought of this? This
Yeah.
way.
Right.
And you ain't just think about you want to, well, it's been a month.
I was like, you know, that was all.
She kept calling me. She kept calling me.
I got to do
Listen,
something.
and she kept calling me, and I didn't bother with you because you had your own passion, honey.
Right.
And you need to figure out your own thing.
Yeah.
If I would have told you something,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been just yours.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So I wasn't trying to not, you know, sometimes, you know, and I prayed for you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever this is going to be, it's going to be because she's passionate, because she keep calling me.
Right.
But you know I'll never ignore you.
No, you
Never.
always answer.
But I'm just like, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You
I did.
know.
I kept saying, I was like, whatever you need me to do, whatever. And I didn't know because but I knew God was pressuring me. I could, you know, once I seen that protesting live, I was like, oh. But then I'm like, how am I to sit out here and let everybody
Right.
talk? You know, I've been talking about, I was
Right.
talking about feeding the homeless back in January, but I just didn't know where he was guiding me. And I still don't even know. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. And,
Right.
and he'll give me my proper format that I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be doing going forward. But I'm just feeling my way out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I wanted to let the audience know that I am going to be doing in the month of August, Discovering Black Talent.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm looking for females,
That's great.
artists. So,
Yes.
and just so they could get out and get out. Yeah, so they can get
Yes.
out and get themselves out into something and give them something to, you know, entertain themselves where they can take their energy out and spitting in bars, you know, and singing. But that's what I'm going to do for the month of August. I'll still target my other little guests. Who can I get on? Because I'm supposed to get with Pastor Giles too. But right now I'm just focusing on that. What can I do to help young people?
Right.
And it's so much talent out in Buffalo, they can't get
Exactly.
discovered. They cannot
Exactly.
get
It's
discovered
hard.
unless
It's
they
hard
know
for them.
somebody.
And
Yes.
the thing is too, like we don't have too many platforms.
Right.
You know, like radio stations, just you can't just go up there and just talk and
Yeah.
interview, express
Well,
yourself, promote your
that's
businesses.
kind of changed too. So I think the social media component and YouTube has kind of changed the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, streams and everything.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I think that I mean, I would like to see people it just go for it.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
you got
Yeah.
the talent.
Yeah.
You know you got the platform.
Right.
It
Just
used to
go
it
do
used to
yeah.
be
Yeah.
where you had to know somebody.
Right.
Now you
Right.
can just go live
Right.
and tell
Yeah.
people to share
Yeah.
on
Right, right.
YouTube
Yeah.
and
Right.
Subscribe.
right, subscribe,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yes,
brand
yes,
yourself
yes.
almost, so it's
Yes.
trying to cut a lot of the nonsense out.
Yeah.
But even when you do what you're doing,
Yeah.
do it the same way you're doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I want them to be in a different atmosphere because it gives you different energy.
No, I'm saying
you know?
do it this way,
This
though,
way. Right.
where it's streamed and
Right,
you
right.
know everything,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
everybody
right.
can know what's
Yeah.
happening right then, right there,
Right.
and cut all the nonsense off. Because
Right.
people, you have to find out that you don't necessarily need them.
Right.
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 In the
Right.
independent
Right.
era,
Right.
in the independent era,
Right.
especially with this pandemic going on, you're watching
Oh,
everybody
man.
being creative and coming out with this and doing hair,
Right.
Yes.
food, makeup, nails. You seeing it like
Everything.
you're bringing your entrepreneurship out. You really have no choice but sit there on your hands. So you
Yeah.
got to do something.
Because God got everybody in a place where they have to be
That's it.
still and they have to listen.
That's
They
it.
weren't listening
Absolutely.
before
Right.
because life was too busy.
Right.
So now it's not busy no
That's
more.
the point.
And
So
they
some
were
have a-
declaring the wrong
Yes,
stuff. Oh, I'm
and you-
the strongest, I'm the baddest, I'm
Yes.
the biggest, I'm
Take
the
that
Yes.
knowledge.
Yes.
Take that
Yes.
all
knowledge.
of
Great
that, all they
message.
got, everybody got equal lives.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know
Now,
what I'm saying?
Right.
yes, now it's like
Yes,
okay,
I'm-
you
I'm
can hear clearly now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. My vision.
I just want Black Buffalo to
Yes.
to not get played. Like I think that first protest we got played a bit.
Yeah.
They were talking Antifa. I need folks to look up what fascism means,
Mhm.
because then you would know Antifa,
Mhm.
anti-fascism is actually a good thing.
Mhm.
We don't want to live under fascism.
Right.
You know, it was horrible. They fought a war over that and lost,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So we got played a little bit.
Yeah.
I really hope no one tries to infiltrate what I'm doing, because that's not gonna work.
Right.
No, it's not.
I can
Don't.
see it.
Yeah, God ain't
From
gonna allow
here.
that. Definitely gonna allow
That's
that.
not gonna happen.
They ain't gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you. I don't go and disrupt nobody's nothing.
Right.
You will not be coming to disrupt
Absolutely
nothing
not.
that's
No.
peaceful
That's
and
right.
from God
That's
and
right.
for the
Sure
people.
won't.
That's right.
No,
That's
He
right.
won't let it
Won't
happen.
be allowed at
No.
all.
That's
No,
right.
no.
They'll be stopped before they even happen.
Before
it
The
even
first
happens.
yell out, somebody will be on
Exactly.
here.
Yeah,
The
no.
first wrong yell out.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and certainly, I got love for everybody. So,
Yeah.
And I got respect for everybody. So we just gonna make sure
Yes, you
that we
are.
do the right thing. And I want everybody to show up the 21st at Arthur's Pub.
21st.
Yes.
So wait a minute,
Yes.
that's the first one, and then the
That's the first.
Walk is
okay,
the next day.
okay.
And
Oh, so
then-
it's like the same way with the Funk Fest, the 2 days, 3
the
days.
same
thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's the same
So this is first.
All right, I got a question for you. What do you think we could do to, in the black community, to create more ownership?
Stop selling your stuff. We already own.
I know that's right.
Don't sell your grandmama's house.
Keep that house.
Why would you sell your? First of all,
The
this
foundation.
This is what they know. If somebody come up to you and say, "I'll give you $100,000 for a house," that you know, the last time you checked in, the house was assessed for $40,000. Count on that house being worth probably 3 times that.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. It's business.
Right. So they know some stuff that they think they know
Right.
more than we know. And some people, how dare you complain about gentrification and you didn't take care of your mama's house and you let it go up on taxes?
That's right.
How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
You can't complain.
And all you had to pay
Any
was tax.
taxes? I remember a business was going up, and it was incredible that it happened, but it was going up on 800 and some change,
Wow.
right? I just couldn't let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. Only because I knew the person didn't know that it was going up on 800 and some change, and they were out of town.
Mm.
So I got to pay that. I'll get it from you later.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all not about to get this business for
Right.
$825.
Right.
That's somebody to invest
What's
in
that?
their
That's
time,
just
sweat.
rent.
Right.
That was just
Energy.
ridiculous. And a
Right.
business.
Wow.
And they were sitting there with their hands like,
It was
yeah.
ready, right?
Yeah.
And
Ready to
somebody
take
came
this
over
joint
to me and
right
said,
in.
"Hey, Marnetta, I know you know this person, right?
Mhm.
Right.
I know you know them.
Right.
Look what's about to happen. And look at this little amount." Really?
Yeah.
Not on my watch. It's
I know,
not.
that's
Now
right.
wait a minute. Now you know I got thrown out of that particular auction. Yeah, I did.
You would get
It's
thrown
going
out,
down
right?
here.
There you go.
I got the
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
You
one.
got
yeah.
thrown out of better places.
But I did. But it was okay because when I finished, it was worth saving that
Yes.
black-owned business.
Yes.
And I saw groups of people rise up together like no other. I saw the Jewish community keep their hand up on one property. And the property ended up being like $500,000. They didn't care because they were going to own that piece of property
Right.
no matter what. They came there united. I saw another group of people banding together, rising up the cost of these little, probably houses that's not worth $10,000 or $15,000 to $50,000 to $60,000 that they would just put a deposit on, but they weren't going to keep the house. And you know how they weren't going to keep the house? Because the house was back on the following year. So if this is now you get a readout and everything.
Right, yeah.
So let me get this right. You guys are driving up the price of these homes because y'all don't want certain people to get them.
That's
That's
bad.
right.
So y'all rather put what 12% down, 10% down, whatever 20% down on a home. Y'all got the money for that because y'all would rather take that 20% and throw it away versus have somebody own a home
That don't look like you.
that don't look like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm working on like I said an economic piece because there's. Let me give you something about Buffalo that I know because you guys know I was in marketing and sales and stuff. So I can name the 5 poorest zip codes in the city of Buffalo, and how much you think that money on lottery is spent in the 5 poorest zip codes in 3 months.
Over
Think of it.
$100,000.
I don't think that.
What? More than that?
3 months? Yeah, I would probably say more than that. Maybe $250,000, maybe close to probably like 300,000, 400,000 or something like that. 3
I'm going with
months.
the same thing.
In
3
3
months
months,
of the poorest.
in the poorest,
Poorest.
70 million.
Shut
Unbelievable.
your
I
mouth.
would have never thought $1 million in 3 months in the poorest zip codes in Buffalo. That's education right there. Nobody, you would have never thought that in a million years.
So guess who's hitting the number? New York State.
Big time. Mega ball.
I'm gonna stop playing them damn things.
You know what? Have you won
They're just taking
enough
your
to
money.
what you
Yeah,
think?
here and there.
I
They
mean,
ain't worth all
it ain't
that.
worth it.
No. Not
No.
when you
So
think about
imagine
it.
if you think you're not worth any money, and if you think Buffalo is poor, if you think the black side is poor, if you think we don't have any money, go into any of those shops and stores on Bailey Avenue and look at the inventory. It's millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of inventory in each of those places that they're waiting for us to spend our money in.
Yeah.
And they cut off the distribution line. So even if you wanted to do something, they'll maybe let you do a little bit. But they're telling the distributor, well, if you do a whole lot of it, we ain't going to do your business because we buy bulk.
Right.
So they've got a collective way of
Right.
thinking in economics
Right.
that we used to have.
Yes.
Gotta get
yes,
that
but
back.
somewhere
Lost touch
it,
with
it.
it
We
got
used to.
fell by the
We
wayside.
Yeah, we
yeah.
became competitive over nothing, over,
Right.
nonsense.
Right.
Really? Over cars and
Right.
sneakers. Really?
Which
I'm sorry. I
I'll
never
tell you
saw
about
it
it.
changes every year, right? Every
Yeah.
year it changes.
Yeah, that's true.
And they have no respect for us, but don't mind taking our
Our
money.
money, right.
That's it.
Right.
I call you
They don't,
baby in the
Another
they
message.
don't know
Another message.
respect.
Right.
Won't even hire
No,
us.
no blacks in there, right?
Won't hire.
But
We
wait,
don't
let's
have
talk
no black
too.
corner stores.
We used to have a lot
We
of black
sold
corner
did.
them
stores.
all.
There used to be a black corner store
Put 'em down.
almost on every corner. I remember that downtown. It was one
Corner
black store
stores.
here. It was another
If you
one
wanted
here.
fresh meats, you can get them at any place.
Yeah.
Well, I still like Steve's Meat Market.
Steve is great to the
He
community.
hired
Yes, he
blacks,
is.
and he is great to the community.
So
Shout out to
is
him.
Camellias.
For years.
Camellias,
So is
yeah.
Camellias.
Okay.
Listen, we would still be slaves if it wasn't for some good white folks, right?
Mhm.
So everybody white
Evidently,
is
yes. They're not
That's
bad.
not. That's I can't.
Big
Not
up
bad at
to
all.
all the Caucasians, you know what I'm saying? That,
Big up.
you know, because you say whites and some people feel like, you know, so I say Caucasians, whites, whatever
Whatever
you
you
would call them.
identify.
But, you
Right.
know, definitely big up to them because everybody is not evil, everybody ain't bad, just like certain
that's just
cops.
like saying everybody
No,
black
so-
is bad. That's like, no.
That's not true.
You know, you just
No.
want people they have the love of God, respect you as an individual, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
We all are the same. We all bleed the same. Everything.
we do.
I mean, and I'm saying all this old who's the most powerful force. The most powerful force is allows that sun to rise every
That's
morning
right.
and set every night.
Yes.
That's one.
That's
Yes.
You know, then stop
right.
that from happening, and then I'm gonna have to holler at you. So, we all
Holler
here,
back
right? Really?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Word.
yeah. All right.
That's true. That's definitely true.
This has been wonderful.
Yes.
I
And
love
we
you,
glad
love
you
you,
came
love you, love you.
on.
She
definitely.
cutting it
I'm
off,
cutting it
right?
off.
We glad.
I'm cutting it off, and I'm cutting it off because you know I talk too much. I have y'all.
I tell you, Neil.
You know, you
Okay,
see, we
Neil.
let you talk too.
Yeah.
Your voice, that's one thing I want to say. Your voice need to be heard.
Yes.
You know, you've been around for years, and a lot of people, you know you and know how much you care about the city.
Yes.
There's people that don't know that need to be educated
Now
and
they
understand
know.
who
Right.
you are,
Yes.
about your events
Yes.
and
Right.
the fest that you be throwing in.
Yes.
And
this is
why I
every
do
year.
them.
Yes.
I do them because I love Buffalo, and I
Yes.
think we deserve it. I go
Yes.
everywhere to all these cities that I live.
They
like,
have awesome
and they have. I mean,
festivals.
they do stuff for Black folks. I live in Florida as well, and what they do there is incredible. You know, when they unite,
Right.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, here we try to do a little something, and then we arguing about it. It's
Right.
like,
Right.
come
Right.
to the event, enjoy
Right.
yourself.
Yes.
All right, so we do got that going on, y'all. And the first weekend of August starts August 21st
Yes.
at Arthur's Pub.
You come.
And
You come. You come.
Free.
Yes.
Friday
And then the
night.
second, I
Friday
think I'm
night.
going to do the, well, I got to make sure I ain't booked on nothing, but I normally try to have the weekend open. So, but yes, I definitely want to go live at one of these events.
I need you to definitely go
Yes.
live at the event.
The
21st.
the MLK.
The Arthur's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arthur's
Not
Pub
at
or-
Arthur's Pub.
At
At
the-
the,
The
Okay.
MLK.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've already got that down on the
Because we
calendar.
need to
So
have people tell, you know,
Yeah.
I want you guys to come up
Yeah.
and speak about, you know,
Right.
Darren always let you talk, but
Right.
this is something different.
Right.
So, you know, we need to let people know
Right.
what you're doing. And again, I don't know if Kenny mentioned it, but we need to do like a online directory so people
Okay.
can know.
Right,
Oh, okay.
right.
And I hope I helped you out with
Yes.
the mayor.
Yes,
Right.
yes. You did.
Thank
But I didn't dislike him.
It
That
wasn't
was
about-
my concern.
Right.
And
What is
that you
yours?
broke it down the way you did, I have a different way of looking at it.
Right.
They say, he that got an ear will listen.
That's
That's
right.
all it takes.
Yeah.
So
It's like
this
if
is-
Give me
there's always
something that I
somebody
can
over
grab.
him, like
I
I was
grab
saying.
that now and hold on to that. Like, okay, I don't gotta look at him like that no more.
No.
You know, I do gotta look at certain other resources now and study looking at him. But that's
Well,
the
look
first
at
time I
somebody-
ever looked at him.
Listen, honey, but look at some of these people that's complaining and still like, come on, you. Some of these people are giving straight up whole parties and it's a COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, just like that shit on that girl.
Yes, they are.
That
And
girl
you
got
know, I
killed.
feel so uncomfortable when I see that, and I just be like, okay, so
You can give a
everybody
party
in your
to be-
family good.
No, and but speaking of that, that person that gave that block club party need to be held accountable with that girl getting killed down there.
Oh yeah,
that
we
Sycamore,
did talk
uh,
about
Now,
that.
let me say
Somebody should be responsible
let
for
me,
that.
Let me say this about that. You an adult. You know, you know what's out here, right? So if I say come to something, and then you know it's COVID, and you know it's a chance, and not likely you getting killed by a car or any shooting,
Yeah.
but this pandemic.
Right.
That's the first thing you got to decide what you're gonna do at this point.
Right.
You breached anything once you decided to come, and you know it's a whole pandemic, and that could kill you
Right.
or not.
You're absolutely right.
But you don't know. So I don't know if you know, and I think people have got some. People have got.
I ain't know no block club to last to midnight.
I mean,
I never
but
heard that
any of it,
before.
but
And there was hundreds of people out there.
Well, it
All
looked up
mass.
like
They were all-
Juneteenth.
All mass,
they
hundreds
were.
of people.
There you go. But they're all over the place with no mask.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Not just here.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all over, and so
That's true.
this whole thing is killing me because really, you haven't lost anybody. Anybody, all of us here know somebody that lost somebody.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, or got sick.
Or
Yes.
got really, really, really sick.
I know people that recovered and going through the process and whatnot.
My cousin was on a ventilator for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
DJ Papa.
Oh.
And you know, they-
Really?
yes.
My
They-
person
he-
I know said they lost 60 pounds, the
Right.
taste and
Yeah.
all that, but
Yeah.
Right.
they getting it back
Appetite.
together. Yeah,
I mean, I had a nephew
Yeah.
that just lost his taste and smell. But
Yeah.
depending on
how it affects you.
Right.
Different people is affecting them differently.
Right.
I mean, look at me. I've been stuck here because Florida just refuses to.
Yes. Get right. Right.
Listen, let me just say this about Florida, which is horrendous. They knew in March what the deal was and suppressed it. Because who was hurting wasn't hurting the real rich people, and you ain't heard nothing about them not being on them beaches, have you? Right? Because you're not going to, right? Because those private beaches are their private beach front, and they're okay.
On their property,
But now that's who's getting hurt when they start talking about Jackson Memorial and Miami-Dade County, and they start listening. I know them because I live down there, and I'm like, they're talking about the black people. And Jackson Memorial. I know. I know. Because I live down there, so. And the same thing here.
Right, and then they trying to have these kids go back to school. That's different.
That don't make sense.
That's different.
At all.
Like, especially them being young and, you know.
School starts there in 2 weeks.
Yes, down south, they sure do.
Yeah, they always go back before.
In August,
Some have started. My cousin in Little Rock, Arkansas, has started school already. And she mentioned today how she told the one child to put a mask on, and she just like, I said, really? What do you do with that? When one thing is, I'm at home, I'm going to be social distance, I'm going to be okay.
Right.
I'm going to go to work and die? Because somebody's kid ain't going to... I'm going to go to work and die.
20 students in the class, so in just one class. So.
That's why the teachers don't want to go back.
Yeah, that's...
Because of that reason right there.
They touch. And the teenagers are like, I don't want to wear it.
Right.
But in Florida, somebody told me just this week that, it's an open carry and it's stand your ground.
Yes, I know that. Yep.
So they were like, okay, you need to wear a mask. A gun gets pulled out on them. Really? Because
you don't want to
go buck.
Wow.
So I either gotta die of this COVID or die of this shoot.
Wow. And we don't even experience nothing like that.
No.
They don't have no respect for person.
They got to get everything under control and formatted before you talk about putting people in schools.
The thing about that too is when you got an older population of people like Florida, when it does really start hitting them, it's going to hit them really, really, really hard.
Right.
Badly.
Right.
So.
Well, again, as I said, we encourage all parents. You have the final decision on if your kids go to school or not. You don't feel as comfortable, like we always say, let them go on out there first to see what happens. And then I'll think about sending mine. Mine ain't going to be the front line. Mine ain't going to be the front line.
And you going to stand on that word.
Stand on that word. They ain't going nowhere, honey. So, right now, we want to thank our guest, Marnetta, for coming out and enjoying us. Again, our email is strongunitedvoices@gmail.com. Want to be a guest? Call in 716-259-9718. Anybody else got anything to say? Or Auntie, you want to say anything?
I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Love you. Love you more. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, sweetie.
And we're out of here. Peace out.